Yes. Today I'm going to speak to you about something that's a little more personal. Most days when I come in here and speak with you guys live, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're on Facebook, we're talking about really tactical, strategic things to help you grow your auto repair shop. And we love doing that. The whole purpose of the Workshop Whisperer is to help auto repair shop owners just like you achieve business success. But there's a personal side to that success, and it's that I want to talk to you about specifically today. Hello to those of you that are on live with me. Let me know if you're there, and of course also if you catch the replay later, let me know in the comments. So hey Ryan, great to see you on here. What I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable because, I'm no different to you guys. Some days the proverbial absolutely hits the fan, and I've still got to rock up. I've still got to get on camera and do a live, still interact with our clients and make sure that we're supporting them the best that we can. And also, as the CEO, make sure that I'm there supporting our team as well. And you would know, if you have a team, and most of you do, that there are days where it seems like, it's full moon, Mercury's in retrograde, everything's going on, and you want to have a little bit of space so that you can sort yourself out, but you find that, you're being the strength for a team member, or maybe a customer's lost the plot, and you're helping them out. So how do we manage, with things that might not be going on in going right in our personal lives? How do we make sure that, the business continues to operate and, hopefully doesn't really miss a beat? Hey, Katie. Hey, Ruth. Great to have you on here. So, and these could be really small things, like right now, for instance, in New South Wales, here in Australia, it's school holidays, and it is for much of the country, and in New Zealand as well. And that automatically means that there's extra things to contend with in terms of time management and work still being done. And I know that there's lots of mums and dads that will watch this, that will immediately understand the levels of complexity and almost military precision that are required to have the business run the same while you keep the kids occupied and spend as much time with them as you can while they're on school holidays. And please don't think that this is going to turn into a gender debate, but it is just a fact that that the mums often will either spend more time with the kids on school holidays because that's just the way it works. Dad's got to fix the cars, or one of you can have time off, and it's mum because it's easiest for her, and that adds a layer of mum guilt to Mum's Day. So we've got that to contend with as well. If mum chooses to not do that, and the kids have got to go into school holiday care or go off with grandparents or whatever, everybody's got something going on during school holidays that they're trying to juggle, and and that can be one of the smaller things that we have to work out. It's really a question of, will you put your hand up and ask for help? That's what I've learnt. And I'm incredibly stubborn. And I also just often think that I can just push through and do things myself. But what I've learned, especially over the last couple of years, where you factor in a divorce, is that you'll actually survive the tough times much, much easier if you are a little vulnerable with your team, and you don't have to share all of the details, but you let them know that you've got stuff going on and you're doing your best to work through it. But if you don't seem yourself the next little while, that's why. You'll actually find, I found that where you're able to do that, your team will actually rise to the occasion if you've got great people around you. So have a think for a second about what you tend to do when things get tough and perhaps the shit hits the fan. Do you go into your own little cave in your mind and you actually stop talking? And does that have an impact on not only your team but also on your personal relationships as well? I know I was very much in a situation where my ex-husband would shut down altogether, and that was a nightmare to work with, trying to run a team. So if you identify with that, what awareness can you bring to that so that your team can get the information that they need in order to continue doing their job, which is to help you on your mission, while you also get the space that you need to be able to work through in your mind how to overcome or resolve the situation. I've also learnt that by being a little bit vulnerable, you'll actually discover that people on your team can do things that you hadn't actually thought they could do, or you didn't know that they could do, or that they were willing to do. Often as the owners of the business, we just assume that we can do it best and we can do it fastest. But when you let go of the reins just a little bit, you might find that there are things that you can delegate away from your plate permanently because your team is more than capable of handling it. And I have certainly learnt that in the last little while. And that is right. Help is given to those who ask for it. That is exactly right. Especially with our team, it seems like we welcome a new team member just about every week. And those team members, we want to give them as amazing experience when they come into our company as what a client does when they come into the engine room. So there's a lot of teething that we're going through at the moment as we expand rapidly. And I've learnt that if I sit in the space where I actually put it to the team of how they think we can improve that experience, the team actually loves to give their input and their feedback in order to create better systems. Another thing that I've learnt is that if, with my mindset, like a lot of you have, that if I do a particular task, I'll get it done faster and maybe better. Obviously, like I teach you, you will not teach your team to be self-sufficient and solutions focused. So a little tip that I have for you is something that we started doing with our team, which is when, and this works particularly if you're having a bad day, is where the team comes to you and they ask a particular question. And you don't give them the answer. You ask them to go away and come up with 3 options. And when you say that often enough, the team will learn if they cannot solve something, that they will come to you first with the 3 options. And you can help them identify from there why one of those 3 options is actually the one that they should feel comfortable choosing. So as many of you would know that have been around the Workshop Whisperer, for some time, it literally grew out of my laptop and was me and one other for a very long time. So I have an enormous amount of information stored in my head. And even though we know, all about key person risk and all about documenting procedures, and we've got dozens and dozens and dozens of them, we still work every week to get that information out of my head and down onto paper so that the team is as self-sufficient as humanly possible. So that when I'm having a crap time or things don't feel quite right, I can have a little bit of space to get myself back on track and then bring my best back to the team. So when you're feeling like that, what are the things that you could put in place starting today that will help the team to continue on when you are not optimal? So is it as simple as asking the team the next time they come and ask a question, what are your 3 options you're bringing to the table? Is it something as simple as you letting the team know. You might not have done that before. You feel like you're supposed to handle it yourself, but actually saying, hey guys, there's a bit going on at the moment, not feeling great. Who can step up here, or who can take this off my plate, and go from there. The most important thing to remember when you feel like things are falling apart is that you are not alone. Where we often feel like we're isolated in our little independent businesses, but you're not an island. You've got to remember that there are people around you who would actually love to help you if only you were a little bit vulnerable and shared, what was going on for you, even just the smallest amount, and asked for help. So, somebody's commented here, help is given to those that ask for it, and it really is. And people aren't mind readers. That's something that I often have to remember. My team can't read my mind, even though they're pretty good at anticipating what's going on. My husband can't read my mind, even though he's pretty good at anticipating as well. Sometimes you just got to level down and say, you know what, not feeling it today, not a great day. Here's what I've got on my plate. How can we make this the best day for everyone? Now, of course, there's other circumstances where you may have something massive going down, and there's a business that also needs your attention, and you might need extra specialized help to get through it. And, we've referred many a client off to third-party help because we recognize that, things are quite serious and it doesn't fall inside our skill set to help. So there's also, that to remember. There is no shame in getting expert help if you're really not feeling good and you don't know what's next for you. So again, be vulnerable and let the people around you know how you're feeling so that you can get the help that you need. So I hope that for those of you that have stayed on the live with me, there's a few of you that you found that useful. I've been a little bit vulnerable today on purpose, but to share with you that every single one of us goes through tough times, and it's really important that we share the load when that happens so that the business has minimal disruption while you're feeling that way. And you just need to remember that you're also, not only do you have your little community around you in real life with your team and your family and your friends, but you've also got community here inside the Workshop Whisperer. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not yet part of our free Facebook group, make sure you come over to Facebook and join us. It's called Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop. And if you're on Facebook and you want some extra tips or training today, head over to our YouTube channel, The Workshop Whisperer, where you'll grab lots more great videos like this one. I hope you found that useful and your day is actually a great day today. Make sure you keep those repair orders nice and high, and we'll see you on our next